Hello and welcome to Fireside Gentle Yoga for Before Bed. I'm Morgan. I'm an educator turned yoga instructor here to explain everything yoga and fitness in a way that makes sense to you. Please subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Your support helps me continue to make content like this. In this class, we are going to get cozy. We will start standing with a few really gentle flow postures and then head down to the mat for some longer held yin-like postures, followed by a final shavasana with our legs up the wall that is really restorative in nature. You might find that two blocks are helpful for underneath the hands in a low lunge position. It might also be helpful to have a bolster or a pillow. And with that, let's get started. Make your way to standing at the top of the mat and allow the feet to be right underneath the hips. And then look at the inner edges of the feet. They're going to be parallel, so the toes are not going to point out. All right, we're going to let the feet truly be parallel. And then allow the palms to face forward. That's going to externally rotate your shoulders. And then see if you can bring the ears back in line with the shoulders so that the head doesn't come forward. And then if it's comfortable for you to blink the eyes closed, go ahead and do that now. And if it's not comfortable for any reason, just a soft gaze towards a single point. So while we're here, we're going to start by really feeling into the soles of the feet. So noticing all of the toes. How do they feel? Where do they touch the earth? Notice the balls of the feet. Maybe shift the weight forward now into the toes, the balls of the feet. And as you do that, what muscles in the legs turn on in order to keep you from falling forward? Beautiful. And then from here, come back to center. Now notice the heels. Feel where they touch the mat. Maybe notice where they lift towards the center of the foot for the arch. And then start to lean the weight back into the heels. Again, noticing what muscles in the body turn on in order to prevent you from falling. And then from here, find center, front to back. Good. Then leaning the weight into the outer edge of the left foot. Really slight movements here. Outer edge of the right foot. Good. And then finding center, left to right. Beautiful. From here, we're going to start to drop the tailbone towards the heels, lengthening out the low back. And if you're not sure what that means, it's just a little bit of a posterior tilt. And so if you're still not sure what that means, no worries. Think a little bit Elvis. So tucking the hips forward slightly, but not too much. Don't exaggerate this. And then the low belly comes in and up. And keep that sense of rooting down through the feet. And as you do that, can you start to lengthen through the sides of the waist? Maybe you grew taller just now. But as you grow taller, don't let the shoulders come up towards the ears. The shoulder blades just melt down the back. Collarbone spread, sternum lifts. Feel the feet one more time. You're rooting down, and even as you root down, rise up through the crown of your head. So we root down to rise up here. Beautiful. And then maybe blink the eyes open. And then on an inhale, let the arms float up above the head. Maybe even letting the palms touch, dropping the head back. And then we'll hinge from the hips, bow forward towards the feet. Good. And then from here, find a ragdoll. So in ragdoll, opposite hands hold opposite elbows. And then the weight shifts forward into the balls of the feet. It's almost like I could slide a piece of paper underneath your heels. And then maybe bend the knees to allow the rib cage to touch the thighs.
And keep softening the head down so the chin comes into the chest, crown of the head hangs down and forward here. We're not like lifting the neck up at all. And then maybe sway from side to side and noticing those muscles in the low back, maybe in the glutes, maybe even the upper back and the neck. Good. And then come to center. So now weight is even between the 2 feet. The knees are nice and bent here, and the chin is into the chest. Beautiful. Go ahead and release the hands down to the mat. And then if you're somebody who likes a block in your low lunge, bring 2 blocks, one underneath each hand. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lifting the heart, maybe gazing slightly forward, tailbone towards the back of the mat. On your next exhale, take the right toes way, way back on the mat and then drop the right knee down. Maybe if you need to, walk the blocks back. We're framing the left foot here. And then, so this lunge position, notice sensation in the front of the right leg, and notice sensation, compression in the hip crease on the left side. Some of us who have a little more space in the hips might not use blocks. We might take the hands to the floor. Wherever you are, though, is perfect. Inhale, lift the heart slightly, gaze up, and then exhale, hips come back, left knee straightens, walk the hands back so they're about level with the knees. And then draw the left hip energetically back and the right hip forward. That's going to square your hips. Keep lifting the heart forward towards the front of the mat, long spine. And then point the left toes. Flex the left toes, point, flex. Just notice as you do this, sensations in the top of the foot, on the outer leg, maybe all the way up into the low back. So this can floss the sciatic nerve. Beautiful. Good. So from here, just go ahead and bend back into the left knee, but take both hands to the inside of the left foot this time. You're either on blocks or you are touching down with the hands onto the mat. So the toughest move we're going to do today is right here. We're going to come into Malasana by taking the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So come onto the ball of the right foot. Start to lean the weight forward, maybe tippy toe of right foot, and then see on an inhale, maybe you step the right foot outside. Maybe it doesn't happen so gracefully. You're still perfect. Now we're going to sink the hips down into Malasana, squat pose, but some of us, that won't feel good. So if that's you, you sit on a block or 2 or 10. I always say that slightly jokingly, but wherever you need to be is perfect. All right. So I'm going to come off the blocks, but if you're on them, just stay right where you are. Hands can come to heart. We take the knees to the outside of the shoulders. And just feeling sensations in the hips, the hip flexors, front of the leg, the low back. Checking in with the body, noticing what you feel. Good. And then from here, if you used the blocks on the low lunge, make sure they're coming back to the top of the mat. Let's turn the toes forward. It's a forward fold, similar to that rag doll. And then inhale, start to halfway lift. So we're going to lengthen the spine, press down and back into the hands, either on the mat or the block. Slight arch in the low back here as we spread the collarbones, lengthen the sternum. Good. Inhale. On your next exhale, send the left toes way, way back. Start to drop the left knee down. In your low lunge, you're either on the blocks or hands on the floor. Just really start to notice sensation stretching, tissues lengthening in the front of the left leg, and then tissues compressing in the front of the right leg. Breathe here. Maybe send some releasing energy to places that feel stuck or tight. I like to inhale, think let. Exhale, think go. Good. Inhale here. As you exhale, straighten out the right leg this time. And then walk the hands back level with the knees. And then energetically drawing the right hip back, the left hip forward. So that squares the hips. Often we sort of open up to one side in this position, but we don't want to do that. Now here, press down with the hands and then back once again. That's opening the chest, lengthening the sternum and spreading the collarbones. Point the right toes, noticing sensations here, and then flexing. Point, flex. Good. One more. Beautiful. All right, so from here, start to bend into the right knee, and this time take both hands to the inside of the right foot. So more of a lizard pose here. Good. You could even turn the toes out slightly. A little more inner thigh on the front side. Good. Now from here, we're not going forward again. You're just going to go ahead and press into the hands. Start to bring the hips back and then step the right foot, the right knee back. We're going to find a tabletop. So you will not need blocks here. Simply spread the fingers wide, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. On an inhale, arch the spine, spread the collarbones, and gaze up, cow pose. Exhale, we reverse. The chin comes into the chest. Press the mat away, puff up the upper back. Inhale, cow, looking up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow, feeling into the spine, the heart space, the low back. Exhale, we reverse, dropping the head down. Good. Then inhale to a neutral spine. Take the toes together, knees open wide. Drop the hips back. Walk the hands out. Rest the forehead down onto the mat. And I'll show you, if you're comfortable here, stay. If you're uncomfortable, you're going to take your bolster, put it on top of your calf muscles so that you're not forced to sit back as far. And then take a block under the forehead and try this position. Is that better? So the question with these adjustments is always, is it better, is it worse, or is it the same? So that's information that gives you power to make choices for your own body. So while you're in your child's pose, just really beginning to watch the breath. So notice the quality of the inhales and the exhales. Are they deep or shallow? Are they quick or slow? Is there any tension as you breathe? And is there a sense of easefulness as you breathe? And the breath is not good or bad, it just is. So we practice being a neutral witness here of the breath. Just as the breath is not good or bad, neither is the body, the heart, the mind, situations in life. When we cultivate this non-attachment, it helps us meet the world with a calm and clear mind. And that's one of the purposes of yoga. The second Yoga Sutra, which is an ancient text, says Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, and it's probably the most famous quote from yoga, and it means yoga quiets the fluctuations of the mind. So through the physical and contemplative practices that are offered in the system of yoga, we lead better lives, but not because they are materially different. It's because we have changed ourselves for the better. And that makes us so powerful. You know, like we have the power to change ourselves, to meet the world in whatever manner we choose to, and it is a choice. And we just choose again and again to be kind to ourselves and to others. Maybe to not log into harmful or stressful thoughts and emotions. Instead, treating them with this non-judgment. So next time you're feeling stressed out, angry, agitated, whatever it may be, maybe just notice it as though from a distance. You are not your thoughts. You are not your mind, your emotions. You are not even your body. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to just very slowly start to make our way up. You might have a sense of really like calmness right now, and child's pose is a down-regulating pose. So it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest response. And so we're going to continue with that calming experience by moving ourselves over to a wall or to a couch or even bed. Since I have a hard floor, I'll be taking my mat with me. So for this part of class, if you are against the wall, I'll walk you through that in just a moment. If you are coming to legs up the wall on a chair or a bed, you would lie down on your back and place the calf muscles and feet onto that surface, whether that's the bed or the chair, all right? And then if you're doing legs up the wall, against the wall, you bring the side of your body all the way against the wall, and then start to lie down and take your feet up. And you might choose to get as close to the wall as you can. You might choose to back slightly away from the wall. All right, and then from here, blink the eyes closed if that feels good. And allow the palms to face up in a receiving position. That's taking the shoulders open externally. And notice how the position of the body creates an emotional state within you. So does it feel good to be open right now? And then try one more thing. So take the left hand to the chest, the right hand to the belly. This is more grounding, comforting, this posture. So notice, is this bringing the energy that you need? And then just choose what's right for you. And come back to the breath. Notice the inhales and the exhales. As you breathe in, feel the belly rise. As you breathe out, let the belly gently fall. Breathing in, the belly rises. Breathing out, it falls. Inhaling and exhaling with gentle awareness to the breath. Continue to breathe and checking in with the body. So can you relax the feet, ankles, calf muscles, the knees, the upper legs, front and back, and then all the way to the hips, really relaxing in the hips, allowing abdominal muscles to really release, the hip flexors, front of the hips, the glutes, biggest muscle in the body. As you exhale, have a sense that all of the muscles of the legs are so relaxed, they almost are just melting right off the bones. Maybe on your next exhale, the hips get even heavier. You sink down into the earth. Notice the hands resting down on the floor or maybe on your body. Relaxing all of the muscles in the hands. The fingers are just loose, gently curved. Going up from there, noticing the forearms, wrists all the way to elbows. And then relaxing the upper arms, those strong muscles in your arms, tricep, biceps, shoulders, and the deltoids. And allow these tissues to just relax, grow even heavier on your next exhale. Your whole upper body sinks down into the earth. It's almost as though you're lying in a beach. And as you relax your body, you sink down into the sand. The sand rises up around you. Relax the muscles in the front of the throat. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And allow space between the upper and lower teeth. Maybe swallow once. Soften the scalp, the skin on the top of the head. What about the muscles around the eyes, the forehead? And then notice the inhale when it happens. Notice the exhale when it happens. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Resting here for a few breaths, a few moments. If your mind begins to wander, you may be coming back to the inhale, let, exhale, go. Using the breath to tether the wayward mind. And if your mind continues to move around, hopping from a to-do list to something that's stressing you out and anything in between, just allowing it to be what it is, remembering that you are not your thoughts. You get to watch your mind with the same non-judgmental witness that we watch the body and the breath. So you're perfect just how you are. Allow yourself to be. You might choose to stay right here. And if that's you, don't let me rush you. If it's time to move on for you, just begin to deepen the breath. And then maybe Gently turn the head to the right, then turn the head to the left. Maybe wiggle the fingers, make fists, and then open the hands. Make fists and then open the hands. Kind of waking up the body. Can you wiggle the toes? And then slowly drawing the knees in towards the chest. And we'll take our time here, but you'll come to roll onto the right side of your body. Use your right arm like a pillow. Pausing here, just a moment. And then we'll come to a seated position. Take your hand underneath, your left hand under the left shoulder, and gently press into the left hand. Help yourself up. Coming to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for your body in this moment. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Thank you for spending your evening with me. Thank you so much for coming to Gentle Fireside Yoga to get ready for bed. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and comment on this video, and even share it with a friend who might enjoy it. Your support in this way helps me continue to make this content. For a library of over 800 minutes of Vinyasa yoga classes, please visit my website, morganauberg.com. I'm currently offering 30% off the monthly fee of $19.99 for all of my YouTube subscribers. When you go to sign up, just use offer code YouTube and that will be automatically applied for 1 year. There's a link to that in the description below. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you soon.